towards our second part of the chapter, Who Did Patrick's Homework? Till the first part, we studied that Patrick was a student who hated doing homework. All of a sudden, he meets an elf. He shows him some conditions how to help him out. He takes the help of the elf to continue with his completion of homework. Now let us see how the elf helped Patrick for doing his homework. As we had already studied in part 1 that the elf, just to escape from the cat's trap, accepted what Patrick said or what Patrick wanted him to do for him. Just to continue that thing, the elf started doing Patrick's homework. But there was one glitch. Glitch means a trouble, a problem. As being an elf who had never been to school, it was not an easy task related with homework. So every now and then he needed the help of Patrick. Yes, every now and then he used to call Patrick to help him out. And obviously, as Patrick was in need of the help of the elf, he had to help the elf in return. What did the elf every time complain about? That I don't know this word. Means whenever the elf was busy with Patrick's homework, he did not easily recognize everything or he did not easily understand everything. So what did he do? He called Patrick every now and then. Slowly and gradually, he started demanding for some special books, dictionaries or tables books or many other things like that, which could help him for doing Patrick's homework. Oh God, and the elf too was very much scared of tables. Yes, and when it was a matter of mathematics, so it had addition, subtraction, division, fractions and many other things. So it was a great trouble for the elf to do Patrick's homework or help him out. So the elf thought of an idea. What did he do? Rather than getting into trouble while doing Patrick's homework, the elf asked Patrick himself to sit beside him. Beside means near him. And what did he say? That, see Patrick, I'll help you out for doing your homework within 35 days as per your condition, but you will have to guide me. Means you will have to help me to do your homework. And I am an elf, so I don't know what is homework or what is mathematics, addition, subtraction, division, etc. etc. So better, if you don't want any mistakes to happen, help me out. And give me some books. I need some books. And if you read many and more books for me, it would be really very helpful for me to help you to do your homework. Students, be very careful with this part of explanation that the elf was demanding Patrick himself to read the books. I repeat it, the elf wanted Patrick himself to read the books, to go through the books and to guide the elf for homework. Can you catch something out of it? No? Okay, let me explain. Patrick was not in favor of doing his homework, but what did he do? Means it was a kind of appointment for the elf to do Patrick's homework. Every day the help taken by Patrick from the elf was helping him completing his homework, but now Patrick also had to work harder and harder. Why? Because the elf, what excuse did the elf give? That it was not easy for him to read the books. So what did he ask Patrick to do? He asked Patrick to read the books. Yes, exactly. Means the elf was teaching and preparing Patrick himself to do his own work. Yes. And what excuses did the elf give for himself? That means I don't go to school, I know nothing, you will have to help me, you guide me, then I'll help you, etc., etc., etc. Slowly and gradually, the elf turned Patrick into a hard-working boy. Yes, now Patrick had to keep awake till late nights, study, go through books, and wake up early in the morning to reach school on time too. At last, finally, the day of homework submission arrived. Means that was the last day, and after that, the elf was also going to get freedom from Patrick. Now, there was no more homework as everything was over. When the elf realized that all the homework part was completed, what did he do? He very silently, slyly, means very silently, secretively slipped out of the window. Truly speaking, as he was an elf, he was a tiny little man. He could get out of a window. Yes, if we want to, can we? No, we can't. But being an elf, he was able to get out of the window. When Patrick's results time arrived, to a great surprise, Patrick got A grade. Oh God, now everything was, means a shock for Patrick. All his classmates, all his teachers were, means shocked. They were surprised that how is it possible in Patrick's case? How did Patrick manage everything? Everyone had this question in their minds. But on the same hand, everyone praised Patrick also. Obviously, Patrick's parents were also very happy to see this drastic change in Patrick. Even the parents of Patrick were thinking that how is it possible? What was the change that had helped Patrick to this great extent? Now, Patrick of today was totally different from Patrick of long before. Means now he was a tidy and clean boy. He used to keep his things at right places. He used to keep his rooms clean. Everything was very neat and clean around him. He was getting polite day by day. Means he had a new attitude. He had a new nature build up within him. But the question which was still in Patrick's mind also was that how did he make that little man do his homework? Is your confusion out now that who had really done the homework? Was it the elf or Patrick? Yes, my dear students, it was Patrick himself who did all his work on his own. How? It was just and just because of the elf's help. Yes, the elf motivated him. The elf indirectly helped Patrick to change himself. He led Patrick into a direction which was really helpful and which was really in need from Patrick to change. Patrick himself did not realize that he is getting changed, but it was the elf who made him change, who made his nature change. And this change in his nature, this change in his attitude now made Patrick a sincere, a lovable child, a student, and of course a very good natured fellow. So my dear students, it is really a very true and motivating lesson for all of us that don't be dependent on anyone, on any sources. Try on your own, try on your maximum to build up your own confidence. Be dependent on your own self, not on others. Bye bye. Take care.